Hello my friends. With only 2.7 million acres of land used for agriculture, around 330 times less than the United States, Switzerland still has a lot of famous agricultural products such as apples, honey, wine, and dairy, constituting only about 0.7% of the country's GDP. The impact of agriculture on Switzerland's economy is relatively modest when compared to other industries in this rich country, such as the financial services, pharmaceuticals, or watchmaking. When a Swiss person tells you about the agriculture in their country, they will most likely be talking about terraced vineyards that run along hillsides and lake shores, or herds of cattle grazing in the high mountains. These are features that play an important role in creating a charming and beautiful setting for traditional Swiss agriculture. In Switzerland, cattle are the most widely raised farm animals. They are present in most of the parts of the country. In late spring or early summer, herdsmen in Switzerland move their herds to the high mountains of the Alps to feed. This is the time when the snow has melted and the alpine pastures are easily accessible. Alpine pastures in Switzerland are vast and often include rugged mountain terrain. Therefore, the farmers here make the cattle wear bells around their necks to help farmers locate them more easily, even when they are hidden in the mountains. At the beginning of 2023, there are about 1.4 million cattle being raised in Switzerland, and they are distributed on more than 11,000 different farms. Most of them are on small-scale farms owned by households. In addition to extracting beef and milk, grazing cattle and using bells for them is also a part of Swiss folklore, and this adds charm to the landscape of this beautiful country. In late September and early October, when the climate in the mountains turns colder, herdsmen will move their herds from the high mountains down to the villages of the lower ground to avoid the cold. In Switzerland, moving cattle from high mountains to lower areas is a traditional event that takes place every year and attracts many visitors wanting to experience it. Before the descent, the cattle are adorned with decorative floral headdresses and traditional cowbells. The cowbells produce melodious sounds as the cows move, contributing to the festive atmosphere. As the cows and herdsmen reach the villages, they are warmly welcomed by the local community and spectators who come to witness the event. The return of the cattle is seen as a celebration of a successful summer grazing season in the alpine pastures. Do you know the name of this event? Let us know in the comments section of the video. Not only is Swiss agriculture famous for the herds of cows grazing in the high mountains, but it is also known for the vineyards that run along the hillside, creating an extremely beautiful landscape. Early spring is usually the time when Swiss farmers start planting new vineyards. Grapes are often grown in areas with steep slopes, so most of the work is done by manual labor. Currently, there are about 14,700 vineyards in Switzerland, and these vineyards are concentrated mainly in the German-speaking and French-speaking cantons. In vineyards with difficult terrain, Helicopters are often used to spray pesticides instead of other common methods. Late September to early October is usually the time when grapes are harvested in most Swiss vineyards. At this time, thousands of workers will be hired to the vineyards to work, and the average salary that they receive is about $143 per day. In vineyards with flat terrain, harvesters will be used to pick billions of grapes. Once harvested, billions of grapes are sent to wineries for wine production. Although the wine industry in Switzerland is not as famous as in other countries like Italy or France, due to the limited production and emphasis on quality over quantity, Swiss wines have always been considered rare and exclusive, making them highly sought after by enthusiasts and collectors. Have you ever drank Swiss wine? Let us know what you think in the comments section of the video. In addition to grapes, apples are also a famous fruit when it comes to Swiss agriculture. In addition to the consumption of fresh apples, apples in Switzerland are also used to produce apple juice and cider. When these apples are eligible for harvest, a shaker will be used to remove all the apples from the tree. Next, the farmers will use this machine to pick up the millions of apples and deliver them to factories that produce apple juice and cider. This is what happens at an apple juice factory in Switzerland. Here, millions of apples will be automatically sorted and cleaned, and crushed apples will be removed. Next, these apples will be crushed to make the juice extraction process easier. Once the juice extraction is completed, filtration will be performed to remove any remaining solid particles. Finally, fermentation will be done for cider and apple juice pasteurization. Have you ever drank apple cider? How do you feel about this beverage?